Today's mini presentation is going to be on convalescence, the higher order purpose. If you're interested in my work or learning more about convalescence and healing post-illness experience, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I have multiple programs that I will be presenting and offering shortly that I would love for you to participate in. So let's begin. Convalescence, often associated with physical recovery from illness or injury, is a crucial yet frequently overlooked component of holistic healing. This period of gradual return to health encompasses not just physical recuperation, but also mental, emotional, and spiritual restoration. So, for those of you who have experienced or are experiencing an illness experience, have you been taught? Do you know about convalescence? Do you understand what it is? So the holistic nature of convalescence goes far beyond mere physical recovery. And let's be honest, when we're sick, when we're not feeling well, when we're suffering, and when we're in pain, and when it's disrupting our everyday life, we want typically the quickest resolution and solution to get back to our life as it was most often. This doesn't allow a lot of room for an actual transformative process to occur. Hence why nobody really is doing true, honest convalescence anymore. So it is a time of integration, reflection, and transformations in all aspects of our being, not just a physical healing or resolution or solution. We do have aspects of physical convalescence which require us, whether by our own willfulness or not, to rest and gradually return to normal activities. So when you're sick, you typically cannot go at the same pace that you were going before, and your body starts to demand that you slow down. Very often, if you are a busy, type A driven, ambitious type of individual, you'll want to resist and squash out some of these callings from your body to rest and do less. We don't see much importance in slowing down, especially here in the West. But your body will tell you in differing ways, sometimes sudden and dramatic ways, that you need to slow down and reorient yourself physically. Convalescence mentally allows for a cognitive processing and a reframing of experience, not just the experience with the illness, but typically it calls upon us to begin to reevaluate how we're thinking about many experiences within our life. This leads directly into the emotional. So convalescence permits time for processing feelings and restoring emotional balance. Again, in today's busy, type A driven society, it's very difficult to consciously process feelings. Very often, feelings arise and express in not the best times, or often the opposite, which is some people will just simply repress and suppress the feelings until they just can't seem to hold it anymore. And an illness process develops, a mental health condition develops, or we start projecting out into our environments and destructing relationships. And it can be a very destructive process when you continuously suppress and repress emotions that need to come out and be addressed. Convalescence also allows for a spiritual recalibration. We take this time often to seek deeper meaning and connect with these aspects of ourselves that, again, often get overlooked because we simply do not have time, or we do not value the process of really seeking a deeper meaning within our life, right? We're typically on autopilot and we just go until we have times for breaks where we seek out relief and reprieve and start all over again on Monday. I believe our illness carries great wisdom. And in this is this process of mental and physical, hopefully, recovery. So many spiritual traditions and modern psychological approaches recognize that illness and the subsequent recovery period can be profound teachers. Nobody ever told me this when I embarked on my own personal illness journey. Thankfully, I knew because I already had been a long-standing teacher of yoga and some Eastern traditional ways of convalescence or healing. As Deepak Chopra states, the highest levels of performance come to people who are centered, intuitive, creative, and reflective, people who know how to see a problem as an opportunity. Again, this goes quite against the nature of our current medical model, where we see the problem as something to go to war with and to conquer, right? We want to fix the problem. It's it's a direct way and an important way to face illness, but it also is missing out on a whole nother aspect of using our experience as a transformational opportunity. So let's get right into the spiritual perspectives on illness and healing. Just a couple of different views. Buddhism views illness as an opportunity for spiritual growth and understanding our true nature, which is impermanence, right? We don't like to think about death most often, but death is looming, life is fleeting every single moment. And when we're more connected to this understanding, we tend to live much more fully and completely. Christianity sees suffering as a potential path to spiritual refinement and closeness to God. Why would we want to squash and squander that opportunity? Indigenous traditions often view illness as a message from the spirit world, requiring introspection and realignment. During convalescence, our mental and emotional states undergo significant changes. Ironically, there can be some stress reduction because we have this enforced rest period that allows the nervous system to reset. That's if we allow it, right? We have time for emotional processing. We reflect and can lead to emotional insights and healing when we slow down and we permit ourselves to just be in the direct experience and let things unfold and reveal, when we just permit ourselves to slow down and experience our illness rather than trying to rush to the solution and rush through it so I can get back to my life as it was. There's often cognitive restructuring. New perspectives on life can emerge, priorities, and even values. We can really start to utilize this downtime as a way to reframe and bring conscious awareness to almost all of our life's experience up to that point. Let's discuss the spiritual dimensions of healing and reorientation. Convalescence often opens a window to spiritual experiences and insights, primarily because we simply aren't just projecting forward and out and in action mode all the time. We can have increased awareness. Slowing down allows for greater mindfulness and presence. We have existential questioning. Facing illness often leads to deeper life questions and often meaning making within our experiences, which is profoundly beautiful and a part of our life's journey. There can be transpersonal experiences. Some report mystical or even transcendent experiences during their recovery stages. Here's a quote by George Bernard. "I enjoy convalescence," he says. "It is the part that makes the illness worthwhile." So how often do we actually give credit for our illness or thank our illness for showing up, right? Again, typically it's the destruction of, the solution of, the fixing of, the when can I be over with this because I can't take it anymore. And oh, why me? Why did this happen? It's disrupting my life. It's disrupting my family. It's disrupting my finances. It's an incredible pain in the ass, right? An incredible disruption. I want to flip the script and have us to mature throughout our illness process and to understand that an illness experience can be a profound opportunity for a complete life review and just a way for us to reflect on everything about what we've done up to this point in our life. So if convalescence is a good thing, what is the problem? Why aren't we really discussing it? Why is it being overlooked? Why are we integrating it within the healing and health process? A couple of things here. So economic pressures. Many people feel they cannot afford to take extended time off work to fully recover due to financial obligations or lack of paid sick leave. Again, the rush to get back to work because we have bills and I can't take time off and my work doesn't allot for it. So the financial pressures and our economic situations can hinder our convalescence greatly. We live in a culture of productivity. There is often societal pressure to return to work and normal life as quickly as possible, with the rest seen as unproductive. Lack of social support to be able to take time off and truly convalesce. With busy lifestyles and dispersed families, many lack the support network needed for extended convalescence at home. Impatience for quick fixes. There's an expectation for rapid recovery through medication or procedures rather than allowing a natural healing process to occur, right? How long after my surgery can I get back to work? How often can I get back to the tennis court or golf? It's just constant rush to get back to life and the grind as we knew it. There's a stigma around weakness, especially with convalescence. Taking time to convalesce may be seen as a sign of weakness or laziness in an achievement-oriented culture, such as ours here in the West. Constant connectivity. Technology can make it difficult to truly rest and disconnect from work and our responsibilities. Lack of value placed on rest. This is a huge one. Western societies often don't recognize the importance of rest and recovery and transformation for overall health and well-being. Healthcare system constraints, short hospital stays, and limited follow-up care can rush the convalescence process. And I believe, in fact, they've just adopted the same mentality as, how quickly can we get you to return to your life as you knew it? Individualism, the emphasis on self-reliance can often make it challenging to accept help during recovery and to take more time off, right? Fast-paced lifestyle, again, that type A, ambitious individual that most of us are. The rapid pace of modern life makes it very difficult to slow down for proper convalescence. Lack of convalescent facilities. Unlike in the past, there are fewer dedicated spaces for extended recovery periods, and even often at our own home, we don't feel comfortable enough or have the space to truly recover. I know working with clients in the past, there's been a lot of conversation around the art of convalescence within one's own home, feeling comfortable enough and having a proper space where it didn't trigger hyper responsibility, right? And many times I have walked clients through the process of creating a safe space somewhere within their house where they can go to properly be with themselves and convalesce. And that's a big part of the healing process if you feel like you don't have that at home. Consumer culture, again, the focus on material goods and experiences can often overshadow the need for rest and reflection during recovery. It's just, how do I obtain more? How do I get more? I'm not going to be able to get more if I'm slowing down and I'm resting, and et cetera, et cetera. So embracing a reframe, this is a framework that I use constantly, which integrates these components of what I call the East and the West, or the feminine and the masculine, or light and dark, or whatever pair of opposites you can come up with. Current culture, especially in medicine, values these words that you see under the masculine energy: being assertive, active, focused, competitive, intellectual, goal-oriented, analytical, structured, reasoned, stable, logic, and this culture of getting things done, fixing things as fast as possible, getting it done. Convalescence is more of a feminine principle, which in certain cultures, they really embrace this. The East definitely understands this, and I think integrates it in some parts of their culture much, much better than we do here in the West. But the feminine energy is receptive, relaxed, aware, collaborative, emotional, creative, intuitive, goes with the flow, is empathetic, passionate, sensual, and is really connected to nature. This is more of an introspective slowing down part of our existence, right? So my goal and my message is always, how do we integrate these two forces so we have a more holistic and complete picture of not just healing, but of health and wellness? So in my opinion, to flourish, we must be able to access both of these principles in the right time, in the right order, to be able to come full circle in whatever complicated experience that we're facing that involves suffering or transformation of any sort. So integrating the lessons of illness, again, this is just a basic mini presentation here, so just giving you some ideas. Convalescence provides an opportunity to step back and gain a meta perspective on our lives, kind of fly up and look down and really analyze closely. What's going on in my life? Am I happy? What do I need to let go of? Who do I need to forgive? How do I need to move on? What do I need to revisit? What conversation do I need to have that I've been avoiding? It just gives you so much of a profound roadmap to a much deeper healing if we take time to understand this process. Often we can experience a life review, reflecting on our past choices, relationships, and paths, and we can bring a conscious awareness to how we want to move forward. Value clarification, reassessing what truly matters in my life. And very often, when you have an experience like this, we realize that in essence, we've been living and running based off of a program. And we've been doing the things that we were taught to do that are valued in society, that maybe are traditional ways that other people view, life, how life should be. And very often when we go through an experience like this, it really allows an opening for a much deeper sense of individuation and authenticity to break through. So it's critical, if you want to really experience and live life as deeply and as meaningfully as possible. These are things that need to be reevaluated. And not everybody wants to reevaluate. A lot of people will choose just to stay exactly as they were, and that's how they go through their life experience. But when you have an experience of illness, to me, it really is a deep clarion call from the soul to start to revisit things and to work on removing some layers that you've accumulated that really aren't yours or aren't yours anymore to carry, so you can cultivate the rest of your life as the best of your life. So future visioning, considering new directions and possibilities. This meta perspective, when you're looking down, often leads to what psychologist William Bridges calls the neutral zone, a fertile period of uncertainty where new beginnings can take root. And instead of being afraid of that, my suggestion is to lean in, share with other people who've been on this journey and have taken the bold move to convalesce appropriately and revisit their whole entire life and to be able to consciously build anew moving forward. Thank you for participating. If you have questions, reach out. Again, I have many courses and work one-on-one with people and institutions and programs about how we can truly discover the power of healing.